some rain must fall if I'm to ever grow. I know that.
Hello, family. This is Keziah with All in the Cards, coming to do your new shadow work video. And this is on what? Self-love, self-care, honey. What we all need, right? We all need self-love. We all need self-care, right? And so we're going to deep dive on this today, family. I'm sitting on the floor in my room because I've been doing my own shadow work, right? You know, I always do it in my favorite journal, right? This is the Cancer Journal, right? You can find these on allinthecards.com. Quick plug, okay, for the metaphysical shop that I do own, all right? Go over there and get all your spiritual items as well as Healthy Exchange Shop.com, family. We changed our website, so if you've been going to healthyexchange.org, that is no longer. You have to go to healthyexchangeshop.com to get your herbal items. And if you want those spiritual items that used to be on healthyexchange.org, you go to allinthecards.com, which is this channel, right? However it's spelled on this channel, just put a .com on the end and you'll be right on the website, all right? So, family, let's get into it, okay? We got some shadow work. We got a new shadow work video. We're going to deep dive. You know, I always tell you I do these shadow work videos because this is what I'm deep diving into when I'm doing my own shadow work, sitting in my room by myself, chillaxing, got my positive vibes, incense burning. You can get these on allinthecards.com as well, family. And so I am sitting here with my 3 candles burning, my incense burning. I have some water over there. Okay, all elements. Spirit is with me. Ancestors is always with me, right? But we tap in, family. We're tapping into self-care today. Ooh, and look what's on my phone. I am enough. I am enough. Look at that, family. Ain't that something? Spirit said to tell y'all, to let y'all see, that's my mantra. That's my affirmation right here. I am enough. All right. I have those to come up on my phone, as you should put these little things to help you incorporate these type of things to say to yourself and say out loud. Positivity. I am enough. See, I've said it 3 times now. That's a new affirmation I put out to the universe, right? So enough about me. Let's jump into this self-care, self-love, right? And I have an article that I thought was amazing. I even joined her site because I thought that it was amazing that she put this out there, because not a lot of people put what is uncomfortable about self-care and self-love. Yeah, we project it as it is so good to do it and things like that. But some of us feel like we're doing self-care and self-love and we really aren't. Okay, we're just triggering ourselves for more things that we need to pipe down on to heal, right? To continue to work on. So I pulled the messages from, not the messages, but the definitions, right? I got it from a lot of different resources, family, okay? And I'm going to cite my resources here, okay? Because I don't, if I give you something from other resources, I'm going to make sure I give it to you so you can go back and check that out. One of them was the National Institute of Mental Health. One of them was activeminds.org, selfloverainbows.com. Multiple sites, family, okay? The other one in reference of the article that I'm going to read to you today. Also Choosing Therapy. The one that I love is from her blog, the Foundation blog, right? Yes, Katie Urick. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but that sister, she put an unpopular opinion article out about self-care, self-love, which I loved. I saved it. She wrote this back 2019, family, okay? But I saved it because I go back to it, right? And I'm going to read a little bit of it for you today, but I'm going to go over the main things. We're going to get back to hers when we start talking about some things, okay? That article, rather, all right? So, family, okay? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're going through the storm, it's okay. The storm doesn't last always. I want you to know that, all right? It's raining outside, so I had to run outside real fast. That's why, hence, I have my cap on, okay? So I just decided to leave it on, okay? It matches my shirt today anyway. Why not, right? Old school. Y'all know I love old school stuff, right? So, hence, that's why I have on my cross colors, all right? Taking it back to the 90s, all right? But not staying in the 90s, taking it back to the 90s, okay? With my clothing, okay? Because those are some things that I loved about the culture. So why not bring it into this same, you know, situation that I have going on right now, right? Didn't love some of the things that happened around that time, but that's okay too, because we passed that, right? It's okay. All right. So just remember that the things that you loved from back then, that's okay to incorporate it into your life today, right? But understand that don't hold on to those same emotions and things of that sort that may have caused that type of trauma around the time and the things that may trigger that, all right? So just wanted to bring that to you, all right? Sorry, family. I had got like salt on these pictures I had piled up because I am moving, so I have stuff everywhere. That's why I'm on the floor. Anyways, let's get into self-care, self-love. Self-care, self-love. What is the definition of self-care and self-love, family? The definition is anything you do to take care of yourself so you can stay physically, mentally, and emotionally well and whole. Well and whole is the main objective at hand, okay? That's the main two words you need to remember when it is about your physical, your mental, and your emotional being in this physical avatar that we're in now, right? The flesh, right? So and that came from Everyday Health, that definition, okay? Which I really like that definition because it really did sum it up in a good way, okay? So, you know, we talk about all of these different things when it comes to self-care, self-love, your mind, body, and your soul. It's all about your mind first, right? Because the mental is what all it moves with, right? In life, right? That's the first universal law. Everything is all mental, right? Yeah. And so it starts with your mind, body, your physical, the physical being, your flesh, and your soul. Your soul is that emotion, how you feel, right? So when I say those three things, that's what I'm meaning in reference of you being whole, right? Even in your self-care, you should be utilizing those three things or keeping those three things in mind, because it definitely gives you that even in the documents and the things that I've researched, books and websites and so forth. Everything comes down to the three rules of physical, mental, and emotional in reference of your self-care and self-love. And that to me is mind, body, and soul, spiritually. Right? Because I'm speaking to you spiritually in reference of self-care, self-love, right? I just give you the spin of what the definitions and what's written, you know, what comes from other resources and people and so forth. But in reference of this message, it is coming to you, and I'm having the Most High and my spirit team to be behind me in reference of delivering the message to you about being into self-care and self-love on a spirit while you're on your spiritual journey. This is what this is about, okay? And it could be for anyone, right? These messages is for anyone, right? And you don't even have to be on a spiritual journey for real. But either way, it is what it is, family. It's what? The truth. And what? The truth is what? Relative. Another universal law, family. You know I'm going to spin it, okay? My mouth is probably a little green right now because I got my green juice going, family, okay? I'm drinking my green juice, drinking healthy, eating healthy, fruits and veggies all in one, right? No sugar, right? Just getting your green juice on, right? In the morning because it's early, all right? Okay, family. Back to it. All right, self-care. Self-care, family, yes, I just gave you the full definition of what you may find anywhere. Google it, whatever, right? But self-care is about accountability, family. That's really what self-care is all about. Self-care and self-love is about accountability of your own mind, body, and soul, family, of yourself. Because guess what? Just like I always tell you guys on these shadow work videos, I say what? These are videos to just push you just to give you that nudge, to give you that push to do your own shadow work, to do your own research, to do your own thing. This is not to tell you to do anything. It's free will. That's what I believe in with everyone. Choices, right? It's the choices you make. If you choose to do your shadow work, that's what it is, family. That's an intent. It's all about you living an intentional life, mindful, right? That's what's going to get you to the next step, right? That's going to push you forward when I say that, right? Whether that be a new step in reference on pushing you forward out of darkness or moving through darkness, whatever it may be, towards light, or maybe you already in light. It's moving you, it's sending you, right? So whatever cycle or whatever, wherever you at in life at this time, that's neither here nor there, right? It's neither bad nor good. Don't allow anyone to tell you that, even if you're sitting in darkness, right? Because guess what? It's always a balance, right? Because if you're in darkness, light will attract, vice versa, okay? So remember that. So even the ones that feel like they're sitting in light and they loving light all day, darkness is going to attract to them as well in some way. Okay? Because it's a balance. It's polarity is life, right? Duality, you know? Divine masculine, divine feminine. As above, so below. As within, so without, right? Remember that. Be mindful, okay? Self-accountability. That's self-care, family. So that's the thing that the article I'm going to read you is just in 11:11. Right when I said that, that's the message. Accountability. If you don't pull anything from this message that I'm giving you today in reference of your shadow work for self-care and self-love, is accountability, family. That's the word that I want you to sit with, reflect with. What am I accountable of over my well-being? Not anyone else. We're not talking about nobody else. We talk about you. Numero uno. Okay, we can say it in different languages, family, but we talking about you. We talking about me. Okay, this is on you. No one else can change what? You. No one else can have a different perspective than anything other than yourself. And you can't even change nothing but what? You. Okay, so that's why shadow work is about your accountabilities, your accountability to yourself. What choices have you made? Everything you do, all your behavior, your mental, your emotionals, your physical body is all dependent on who you, right? Yeah. So it's you being accountable. So going into that, we talk about self-care. Most people decide that self-care is about exercising, eating healthy, you know, mental activities such as maybe even practicing mindfulness, reading books, getting knowledge, you know, wisdom, spiritual stuff, right? To be spiritual, social activities such as catching up with your friends, you know, with lunch or whatever, getting out, discussing things, talking with others, however it may be. Prayer, meditation is also self-care, okay? All these things are a part of self-care. We're going to get a little deeper into it, but I'm just giving you the gist before I get into breaking it out, physical, mental, and emotional, right? And then we're going to talk and discuss a couple of things that some therapists have put out on choosingtherapy.com. I got that from there, right? Because therapy is a good thing, family. Don't let nobody tell you it's not. That's another portion of self-care. That's another part of being accountable and understanding that, yes, I need help. Right? Because no one else can tell you that. No one else can drill that into you. If you don't want it, you're not going to take it. Right? Only you can put that into your own psyche, into your own mind. That's a part of being mindful. Right? Being mindful and making the decision and the choices, free will. Yes, I need the help. Yes, I want the help. Yes, I'm going to get the help. Right? Yeah. And that help is gonna hire my it's gonna bring my highest good, right? It's gonna bring this, you know, your crown chakra into effect, right? So it'll help strengthen, you know, your mental, right? Your crown chakra is your mental, family, your head, your brain, okay, your thoughts, okay, all of that, and it ties into also your emotions, your heart. Goes back to your heart chakra. That's why we always tell you to align your chakras and your physical, right? Your physical starts with that root chakra, goes on up, sacral, solar, right? Throat, communicating. All these things work together, family. It all goes back even to the chakras, okay? About self-care. Because it starts with who? You. You can't project any good karma out if you ain't right, right? So, but guess who that all depends on? You. So what does that come back to? Accountability. All right? Some of us are just not accountable for ourselves, but we accountable for everything around us. And not even for our own mind. That's the ones that go and just do stuff when they snap because they're not accountable to, they haven't even put their mind, they've got all these negative thoughts and things. They're not accountable for their emotions. So they do things off of their psyche, and then that puts them in a bad situation, chaos and destruction that can cancel you out. Okay? So it's very important for you to have self-care and self-love. All right. First, before you love and self-care on anyone else or care on anyone else. Okay. So let's get into the physical. Let's get into the physical care first. Okay. The physical care. That's about your exercise and family. Exercise, right? I have a time with that. Confession time, okay, in this shadow work, because this is me and you talking, okay? Well, I mean, unless you have someone else sitting there with you listening to it, which that's cool too. So I'm talking to all of y'all, okay? But for the most part, most of you guys are doing this and using this video as I am in my room with a little bit of nice music, you know, frequency going on in the background. Got my incense going, got my shadow work. I'm journaling, right? And you're doing this alone, so you're listening to this alone, so I'm talking to you. Yes, exercise. That's your physical first, right? A part of that is needed, family, right? Even for those of us who don't like exercising, okay? Exercise slowly but surely. Bring it into your life, family, okay? I'm ready to start because I'm trying to be accountable. I have to be accountable too. Practice what I preach. Hello, okay? So exercise is one of those things, okay? But with that, balance. Even if you start in small, family, don't let no one pressure you. That's the first thing, okay? And even if you're starting small, family, that's fine too. 10-minute walk outside, right? Small. Go to the stores. And, you know, if you don't like walking outside, go to the stores and walk around. That's always been something that I did when I feel like I need to get some exercise. I love to shop. So I would incorporate walking around the stores. That's still walking. Okay. Before you know it, you don't walk around the store 30 minutes and boom, you don't put it on your phone. If you got the Apple Watch thing, put it on your phone or put it on your Apple Watch or put it on your phone, family. Okay. It will definitely show you that you walked, okay, 30 minutes. Okay. Even though you got a buggy full of stuff, okay, but that's okay too, okay? Retail therapy, all right? But that's you being accountable, okay, of both. So be accountable of what you putting in that buggy because you need to be also accountable of your money. We're going to get to that, okay? But all of that goes back to self-care, okay? You know, but yes, exercise, family, is needed. Part of you being accountable because your body has to be in shape, family. You have to be in shape to be having energy to do things. You have to be accountable. Plus, your body needs to exercise in reference of your organs, your chakras. Okay, you have to have movement. The movement you put in your body, family. And I've been researching it more. That's why I'm being more accountable to myself and saying once I get moved into my space, my new space, I'm going to start me an exercise walking routine. Okay, I'm going to commit to that, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Most likely it will be with one of my friends, which is fine too. But if I have to do it alone, that's fine as well. Okay. In the days that I can't be outside, I will be on my treadmill because I'll be in a space where I'll be able to have my treadmill back. So, because treadmill has been in the storage, all right? But I'm going to get back to being committed to that, okay? So exercise, I do advise all of you guys, maybe plan it. If you don't have any treadmill or anything like that, that's okay. Like I said, go to a store. I used to do that all the time. And I still do that because I don't like to exercise, but I will go walk around the store and shop. All right, so incorporate little small things, family. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Even if it's a walk around the neighborhood, all right? Okay, eat healthy. This is a part of your physical well-being, your self-care. Eating healthy, family. This is a hard one for a lot of people. I know. I know. I know. Okay, you probably like, girl, I can't eat healthy. You can. Don't say I can't. Say I can. Start small, okay? Take certain things that you know aren't serving your highest well-being away, small portions of it. If you eat ice cream 4 times a day, reduce it to 2 until you can get where you're just using ice cream as a treat to yourself, okay? Bread's the same way. I have to tell my best friends that. They love breads. I don't eat bread, but they love bread. I say, cut back on your bread as most as you can, because that ain't doing nothing but clogging your arteries and stuff, along with the meats and stuff, family, right? I love the meats. But if you can, cut back on them. Look at how they doing our food, family. Start your own gardens, okay, if you can, okay? Even if you have to start with one little pot of whatever you want to start trying, okay? Because some of you are saying, I'm not a gardener. I can't do that. Yes, but it's getting ready to be a time in this world, family, where you're going to have to be able to survive on your own, okay? And that's self-care, is being real, okay? And I'm just being real with you, okay? No fear over here, because as spiritual beings, we have faith over fear, okay? So be mindful, but start your gardening. If you can't garden, get you a pot in your little apartment. If you're in an apartment, that's okay. Start with a small pot, maybe of one, beans. Get you some seeds with some beans and see if you can grow some beans. See if you can grow a zucchini or, a tomato, something that you can start small if you feel like you can't do a full garden. That's what I'm saying, okay? That's self-care, eating healthy, starting things out. Your herbs. Incorporate your herbs in your life. Drink your herbs. HealthyExchangeShop.com. Okay. All of the herbal teas we have out on that site is all beneficial to your health, not just for you to drink, just to look nice. Okay. These are to be beneficial to your health in some way with every tea that's on our website. Okay. So go over there and get you some teas, okay? Start with that. Get you some herbs. We do have herbs out there. Lavender and rosemary. I think we have vervain or maybe valerian, I think I have. We have golden seal. We have a lot of different herbs over there. I'm getting ready to add some new ones on there this weekend as well, okay? So elderberry, start with you some things, family. Get it in your system now, because that will help your immune systems. With all these different viruses and things they put down here, family, it's about you taking care of self. Take your vitamins, okay? Do your vitamins. If you need more energy, there are herbs for that. We have ginseng that's on there as well, right? Take you some ginseng, okay? Get you some herbs in your system, peppermint and stuff like that, ginger, things that are going to help your body, family. These are things that help your body holistically from a leaf, from a plant. It doesn't have anything to do with the doctor prescription, right? Which some of you need, and that's fine too. But make sure you're staying on top of those things as well, okay? And if you can, get your prescriptions up, get you a bunch of prescriptions and have them just in case of emergency, maybe 3 months worth, family, okay? So do that. All right. So the physical was about your eating, your exercise, right? Taking care of your body, right? Taking care of your body, putting some self-love into your body, into caring for your body, family. That's whether rubbing your body down with certain body oils and essential oils and lotions and bathing, hygiene. All of that comes into physical self-care and self-love. You have to put intent behind loving yourself, family, not just others. Just how we take care of babies, you should be continuously doing that in your life all the way until you are elder or older, right? Because then you turn back into the baby, right? So continue that whole thing. right? Throughout your life, right? Take care of your skin, right? Take care of your nails, your feet, right? Make sure you're taking care of your physical, okay? Because that's what holds you up. Your hands is how you do things, right? Your feet is what holds your body up, right? Do these things. Take care of your nose and stuff, your ears. That's how you hear and you smell, your senses. Think about your senses. Take care of those areas on your body. Your breasts, if you're a woman, take care of that. Your vaginal and your penis, all of these things are part of the physical. Take care of them, okay? Please. And eat healthy. All right, that's the physical. All right, now let's move into the mental, okay? I don't want this video to be too long. The mental, help manage stress, okay? Help manage stress. The mental is also about you getting enough sleep. Exercise also goes back into the mental as well, because when you exercise and you let off some type of endorphins that help the mental, help positive thoughts, make you feel better, right? But sleep is a big part of your mental recharge, family. Sleep, okay? A lot of people that have mental health issues stay up, have insomnia and all that kind of stuff. It does not help their mental, okay? That's one of the problems. That's why some of them that go to the doctors, they wind up putting them on mental health prescription drugs so they can sleep. Those type of drugs I heard make people sleep a lot. That's because they want you to recharge your body, so your body will wake up refreshed. And when you're refreshed and got sleep and recharge your organs and your mind, then the positivity can seep in, right? But if you're sleepy, you're irritated. When you're sleepy, think about it, you be irritable, right? That's from a lack of sleep, right? So you want to get your sleep in to help your mental. Same thing in reference of your body flows into that mental as well, where you need to be exercising and eating healthy. That also deals with your mental. You also need to be doing relaxing activities in reference of your mental care, okay? What are relaxing activities? Relaxing activities are maybe you doing a spa day. Maybe you sitting with yourself 10 to 15 minutes and just relaxing and calming your mind. It doesn't always have to be a spa day either. It could be just you sitting and relaxing your mind, calming your mind, meditating, right? And that meditation doesn't always have to mean you sitting with your legs folded on the floor or in this, position of yoga and all that stuff. You could just be sitting in a chair somewhere or laying in your bed, whatever. 10 to 15 minutes of calmness, quiet with your mind and your thoughts, so you can really think and allow your mind to, like we say in technology in networking, to let those bits fall out your mind. Those are the zeros and the ones, the bits, the bytes, okay? BYTES, right? To flow out of your mind. That's the same in reference of your psyche, not just the technology side of things, but that's also in reference of people who have so much going on, so many negative thoughts, so much overwhelming thoughts. That's where anxiety and depression and all that comes from. You also need to be able to set boundaries. This is strong right here, family. For the mental. For your mental health, self-care is for you to be able to define and set boundaries, family. Set boundaries in your relationships, in your personal life, just period, right? In your work life. Everywhere you can, write down today, when you're doing this shadow work video, after we get done, sit down and write down, what are my boundaries? This is also a journal prompt. What are my boundaries? And how can I enforce them? Or have I already enforced them? That's 2 journal prompts right there I want you to write down. What are my boundaries? And have I implemented those boundaries in any way? And how can I if I haven't? Okay? So you need to set boundaries. What are boundaries? I want to make sure I am able to have positive energy in my life. And in that case, I'm not going to allow someone to project their energy, bad, negative energy towards me. So let's put that in layman terms. I'm not going to argue with my family. So if you want to argue with me, then my boundaries are, I'm just going to have to remove myself from talking to you or being in much your presence until you're able to project positive energy to me. You know, those are boundaries, because you have to preserve or protect your energy and your peace. That's a boundary for you. Your boundary is your peace, right? That's one of mine. So I'm giving that to you guys, right? Because that's one of my boundaries. Don't cross that boundary with me, or I will remove myself, because I have to protect my energy. That's a part of my self-care. That's a part of me being mindful, all right? So yes, that's a part of my mental care, is to not allow negativity. You know, if you're going to be argumentative, if you're going to have a lot of toxic, low vibrating energy going on amongst you and others, or of anyone, right? That could be coworkers, family, friends, whoever. I'm going to remove myself. That's a boundary, because I don't want to be amongst low vibrating energy, shadow self type stuff when I'm dealing with my own shadow self. Okay. You have to embrace your shadow self. I'm not saying that that darkness is wrong or is bad or anything like that, or that they're bad people because they're in that same energy. No, but I just choose, right? Because it's about choice. I just choose that that's one of my boundaries, because that is something that I am embracing and healing in the healing process. And I don't want to, you know, get off task of my healing process, because I have to be accountable to who? Me first, right? And so maybe in doing that, and that being a boundary for me, that will project that energy to the rest of the ones that are low vibrating or in that same energy and not embracing their shadow self, to be able to do that type of thing and set intent to get better, you know, and to do more things that serve your higher self. Then we can all come together as a collective and work on those things together. But if it's something in reference of low vibrating energy, I don't know too many people who want to be in that. I mean, I know some people who do love that type of energy, but that's not me anymore, right? Keziah is on a different path, you know? So yeah, and then sometimes some people don't understand that, because they still feel like you're still in that shadow, in your shadow self. I'm still Keisha, but I'm not. It's like one of my homeboys said, yeah, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is what? Okay, that's how it is. You'd have to reintroduce yourself to some people when you set them boundaries, family, because you set goals and they have not even realized the goals that you've set. And that's okay too, because maybe they're not on that level at this time. That has nothing to do with you. You know, mind your own business, okay? Like the ancestors say, like one of my ancestor cards in my deck says, control your emotions. Watch your mouth, right? Mind your business, right? You know, what someone else feels about you, or feels about a situation that you're in at this time, has nothing to do with you. And you have to learn that, family. That's a part of setting your boundaries and protecting your energy. Because guess what? A lot of people are not going to understand it, and that's okay. They'll understand it when they get on the journey as well, right? Of going towards their higher self and not allowing their shadow self to control them, okay? So, or their ego, right? So, you know, setting boundaries and setting priorities, setting goals, family, that's a part of your mental health. Okay, that's a part of you having a strong self-care towards your mental care. Your mental health should be a priority for you in your self-love, your mental health, right? And you can't get to that without setting some type of boundaries, protecting your energy, setting priorities over your life, not for anyone else. Do it in reference of things that you feel that you can control for yourself, because you can't control anything else, family, okay? All right. The third and the last rule of self-care is your emotional care, family. Emotional care. This is what? Your heart chakra. Work on that heart chakra, family. Use your singing bowls, use your tuning forks, use the energy of meditation, yoga, whatever you can do in reference to working on your heart chakra, because that helps in reference of healing from past hurt and trauma and pain, family. Okay? But within that practice of emotional care, okay, for your self-care, is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude, okay? Gratitude is the attitude. Doom, 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 doom. I hear the song in my head just playing, right? Every day feels like a new life. Practice gratitude. We are in gratitude, ancestors, for the message. To the Most High, thank you. We are in gratitude. We are in gratitude of our life. We are in gratitude for the breath that we breathe. We are in gratitude for our health. We are in gratitude of the things that we have. We are in gratitude of knowing that now our self-care comes from accountability of ourselves. Thank you, God. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, universe, to all the things and the knowledge that has come to us now that we know. Now we know, and we are in gratitude. That's just something right there. I just spoke gratitude over us, okay? That's a part of practicing gratitude, all right? Reflect on your feelings. That's another part of emotional care, family. This is all a part of self-care, self-love. I'm just giving you the breakdown of the 3 rules of self-care, which is physical, mental, and emotional self-care. Reflection on your feelings. And what is reflection on your feelings? Shadow work is basically what it is, right? We reflect on ourselves. We reflect on our feelings. We reflect on how we felt about something, how we're going to deal with that, our behavior, whether right or wrong, but it's a reflection. It's putting up that mirror. That's why people say sometimes do mirror shadow work, because that's just a reflection. You being able to reflect back and look at who you, right? And that's what all it takes, family, to heal. Sometimes it's not going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to be crying when you reflect on how you feel, family. Trust me, been there hundreds of times, still doing it, okay? Wearing the t-shirt, all right? But reflection is a good thing, family. It allows you, because crying and all that, going through that darkness and going through those feelings that aren't good, you know, that don't feel good, I'm going to say, right? Is release. And with release comes what? New beginnings. Ooh, you hear that candle popping over there. Ancestors said yes, okay? Ancestors said yes, okay? Focus on positivity is the next emotional care. Positivity, positive affirmations, positive thoughts. Whenever you get those negative thoughts coming in, and they will creep in, family, because I know I still deal with it on a daily basis. You say, no, thank you for sharing. I'm going to change that energy to positivity. How can I change it to being positive? What is it that I can see the positive in it? You know, don't let nobody manipulate you, okay? Don't allow nobody to try to step on you in reference of how you change things to be positive. Still be able to have discernment, family. Not telling you that, but I'm telling you for your own psyche and your own mental and your own mindfulness to find the positivity in things in life. Wake up with a positive mindset, family. It will change your whole day, all right? You know? Even when you're in a funk, try to change that, right? Try, right? Easier said than done for most, but be positive in your mind, even if you can't speak it, right? Even if their throat chakra won't allow you to speak it, try to think it, imagine it. Imagination is what it is, family, okay? So try that. Stay spiritually connected. Yes. Stay spiritually connected when you're dealing with your self-care. That's a part of your emotional care. Stay connected to your ancestors, to the Most High. Go out in nature. Get you some fresh air, right? Get you some fresh air. Breathe in that fresh air and just thank God. Sit there with gratitude in the park or in nature, anywhere you can go. Even outside, if it's in your front yard, backyard, whatever, okay? Get out into nature. You know, ground yourself. Put your feet in the dirt, in the sand. Get that energy in you, family, to ground you. Okay, staying spiritually connected, as well as being connected to those that help serve your highest good. When I say that, I'm talking about friends and family who are positive beings in your life. If they're not, remove yourself from that. That's a part of that boundary we discussed. Also, help, okay? The emotional support systems, therapy, all these things are a part of your emotional help, okay? Emotional care, all right? And it's okay to have that. It's okay to have therapy. It's okay. That also helps the mental health, okay? But definitely because they're tapping into assisting you with your feelings, your emotions, right? Yes. And check out, if you haven't already, the emotional intelligence video that I have up on Shadow Work Healing with Keziah playlist. Okay, check that out. Shadow Work sessions also on there from a long time ago, but you can still reflect, because shadow work is continuous. It never ends, right? Just like your healing process never ends. It's not a I'm gonna do it and I'm healed. No, it's not how it works. Okay, because life keeps lifing. Okay. So, family, that is us maintaining a healthy relationship with ourselves through those three things, right? Physical, mental, and physical and mental and emotional. Okay, self-care. All right. So when you're doing things in reference of your self-care, don't just think about the things that you feel like is a part of self-care, going out and buying yourself a piece of clothing. Okay. Don't, no. Self-care is about accountability. And that's going to stroll me into this article that this lady wrote, the Foundation blog. It was a wonderful article. Her name is by Kate S. Curie. Let me set my notes over here, family. Kate S. Curie, I think is how you pronounce her name. And her blog was from September 2019. And it was said to call, it's called My Unpopular Opinion About Self-Care. This may make you uncomfortable, but I had to say it, which I loved, okay? This was a bomb blog because I felt this too. It's like it's about accountability. So maybe you can resonate with this as well. I just want to read a little bit to you guys so you can kind of think through the things that she talked about, okay? So she said, this might make you a little uncomfortable, but I need to say it. The self-love movement, which it is a big, huge movement. Self-love this, self-love that. Everybody putting out products of self-love, but they not telling you to be accountable for your things and your actions. So that's pretty much what she's highlighting. So that's what she means by self-love movement. I just wanted to clarify that. She said, the self-love movement needs a dose of self-accountability. Hello. She came with it. I have hesitated to post this caption so many times because I want to make sure that my words land correctly. She posted this on Instagram, but I mean in her blog. No, on Instagram, but then she put it in a blog, okay? She said she wanted to make sure that her words land correctly. 1,000% pray that you love yourself. I hope you look in the mirror and see yourself as whole, capable, beautiful, because you are. All of those things right here and right now. Yes, you are. Okay. And if you haven't heard that, you are wonderful and complete. Okay. But when did self-love completely diminish self-accountability and self-respect? I see so many women, she said women, but men too, settle, take the easy route, and make excuses under the disguise of self-love. Okay, so that's spirit telling, that's the Most High, because I mean, well, spirit just made the candle pop when I said that. But it's also a message to the collective that listens and gets this video. I'm sorry, it's at the very end, so hopefully you've made it this far, but this is all about you, so hopefully you have. So it's just an hour of self-love information. But she says, when did self-care and self-love diminish self-respect and accountability? Some of us need to think about that, because we've been in this self-love movement, but we haven't been taking accountability. We've been taking the easy route out. We've been making excuses under self-love, and it's being put that way. She said, for example, I'm going to skip my workout today because I don't feel like it. I'm going to buy myself those shoes, even though I know I should save that money. I'm going to eat that brownie, even though I'm already full. And the infamous, I literally cannot adult today. Some of us have said that. I'm guilty of some of these things too. Accountability. She checking us. Check yourself. Check yourself. That's why I like this article, because I love for people to check me, honey. Okay, check me and put me on the right path, especially if it's in the right sense. It's for my highest good, and that's what her article is. She started out with that as the intent. She let you know you are beautiful. You are all those things, but you need to have self accountability and self respect, right? And don't allow things to diminish that you know you should be accountable for under self-love as being a disguise for it. Okay, that's the intent of this article. That's why I'm reading it to you, family. Okay, so she said, of course, all of us have used that I'm tired of adulting today, right? This is not self-love, she said. This is not treating yourself. In fact, little by little and small decisions is a gradual form of settling into a downgraded version of yourself, right? Now, I can put a spin on that and say, yeah, if you because she's talking about the person that continuously does this over and over and over and over, right? Because they're not accountable at this moment. But she's not talking about those who do this every now and then. That's okay, right? Don't be hard on yourself if you do that every now and then. That's okay. But this is the person that repetitively does these things and then feel like it's a part of self-love. It's not, okay? So that's who she's checking. Don't get it twisted. You can have those down days. You can do the things and every now and then having what you want in reference of eating snacks and sweets and things of that sort, but be accountable and have balance. Know that tomorrow that you ate that brownie, tomorrow you need to be eating all healthy. See what I'm saying? It's about balance, right? So don't take this too much in reference of those who know to be mindful, right? This article is to check the ones who aren't mindful, right? Because that's a part of the mental as well. All right, so stay with me. She said, in my opinion, this is her opinion too, okay? So you don't remember, I always told you, remember to have your own opinion, your own perspective, and think for yourself. But this is her opinion, which her opinion sits strong, family, for a lot of people. Okay, so this is also a check on yourself. Because what is checking? You reflecting back on yourself and say, wait a minute, did I do that? Or am I like that? Hello, wait a minute, because this is a part of shadow work. Hello. She said, in my opinion, self-love is not about doing what you want. It's about doing what you need. That is right. Self-care. If you haven't left this video with nothing, if you have made it to the end, leave a comment and let me know that you know self-love is now about what? Accountability. And that self-love is not about doing what you want. It's about doing what you need, family. That's the accountability of it. That's the part in this article that I decided had to be read in this video because it is so true. It's how I feel, and I know it's how multiple people feel about self-care and self-love. And those who are not on that self-care and self-love and who have gotten off a track, it's because of this. It's because you haven't taken accountability for yourself, right? You're doing more things that you want instead of the more things that you need, okay? That's a part of self-love, okay? That's a strong point she set out here. It's not about the massages, the bubble baths, the fancy dinners, and buying expensive leggings, although those things are wonderful, right? She said that. But to me, it's real self-love about the daily choice to do what is best for you. Yes, to do what's best for you daily. That's real self-love, family. Accountability for you. She said, that's by scheduling that doctor's appointment. Or taking your herbs so you don't have to go to those doctors, right? Holistically healing, right? That's why I'm going to put a spin on what she's saying, okay? Some of you need to make them doctor's appointments too, though, okay? Take your self-checkups and stuff. I do those, okay? Staying on top of your finances. Yes! Staying on top of your finances. That's a part of self-care. I'm learning to do that in the older age. I wasn't doing that in the young age. I wasn't doing a lot of self-care for myself when I was younger. That's why in our 20s, we always talk about what we did was so reckless. Yes, because we weren't mindful. We didn't care about mind, body, and soul. right? All right. She says, staying on top of your finances, study hard, moving your body, seeking meaningful relationships. Woo! Seeking, not wanting, seeking, grasping, meaningful, not long lasting, not flings, not just loving, meaningful, genuine, unconditional relationships. Seeking those only. So when you seek it, that's your choice, right? That's what she means, family. I love that. Connecting with nature. Yes, that's the number one thing. And meditation and prayer, right? None of this is glamorous, but it's all necessary. Yes, sister girl, it's all necessary. Okay? And that's what I'm going to end it with her article. I just wanted you to hear that. But this girl right here, this article right here, thefoundationblog.com, with an unpopular opinion, is the popular opinion for me. I think she was on point with that article. I saved that article. I keep that article. I reflect on that article. I go back to that article to check myself, family. Okay? I suggest you do. I suggest you save that article if you haven't already, okay? And go back to it, okay? And definitely save that and make sure you, like I said, it is a part of the foundation blog, all right? Now, I'm going to give you a few little things to end this out in reference of the things to do in reference of your self-care, as well as 11 ways to practice emotional self-care. Because I feel like the emotional one is very, very important, as well as the mental one. I feel like all of them are. I pretty much gave you all some things, but I'm going to give you some things from these therapists, okay? One therapist that I have here, her name is Grenada Pugh. She's a Black therapist, or African-American therapist. She said emotional self-care is important just because like we take care of our physical and our mental, we need to take care of our emotions. When we take care of our emotions, we allow ourselves to be able to honor our feelings as they play on an important part in who we are and how we perceive the world and what's going on around us. Yes. Okay. Emotions can guide how we behave and respond to people, situations, and events. Lastly, we practice emotional self-care. It allows us to be better, to be able to emotionally regulate and have improved self-control. That's what it's about, family, have improved self-control. So the way to work with your emotional self-care is to journal. Set those boundaries, practicing mindfulness, and talking to a supportive friend also, okay? That's emotional self-care, okay? So definitely do some of those things. Turn towards your body in reference of, physical self-care. Start working on things towards your physical body, family. We talked about that. And, for your mental health, do the same, right? Ask for help, practice gratitude in reference of your emotional health, right? Move your body in reference of physical. Do relaxing things and stay positive thoughts. Stay connected to your spiritual being, your spiritual being, right? That's actually your higher self, right? Working towards higher things, right, in your being, in your space, in your living, raising your vibration. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Utilize your tools, do your divination, those things, okay? All these things are about your self-care, family, all in a nutshell, okay? Now, the things that I did want to point out, that's in Self-Love Rainbow, is this chart that I do have that I love. I love this chart. It's love. Self-Love Rainbow has this foundation of self-love chart, guys. You can see it there, right? That's their page. Go there. That's one of the resources for self-love, the foundation of self-care. They have a whole article there about self-discovery, mental health, self-acceptance, your boundaries, self-care, and inner voice, where you want to, learn your likes, right? Developing your goals and your boundaries, cultivating healthy communications and boundaries in your relationship, give and take, right? Self-care, making time to meet your needs, okay? And spending time with yourself, okay? And this self-acceptance is accepting that you do not have to be perfect. You are worthy of love. You are enough. Okay. And with your mental health, focusing on stress management and mental health things to help you cope, healthy ways of coping with your mental, okay? Those are things that's the foundation of self-love and self-care, family. These are things that they tell you on this site. Love this site. It has so much information about creating resources for your mental health and self-care. That's what that website is. Go to it. And it'll be below this box. I'll have all these resources below the box, okay? In your inner voice, changing the way you talk to and about yourself. Your inner voice is very important. Your intuition, listening to it, the way you talk to yourself, your inner thoughts need to be positive as well. Stop speaking negatively over your life, even inside, not just out of your mouth, okay? Those are your thoughts, because your thoughts become reality, family, okay? Working on that voice in your head. You know, like I told you how early I told you sometimes negative thoughts come to me and you have to stop and say, thank you, okay, for that negative thought, but I'm changing it to a positive thought. So switch it right into that thought right then. As soon as you start thinking about, be conscious enough to know that it is a negative thought that's coming to you, because it's going to continuously happen, family. Okay, but it's all about that self-love. Okay, this is you developing these skills. It's just like you learning how to do other things, right? It's all about you learning how to manage your mental, your physical, and your emotional, your mind, body, and soul, family. All right, these are the things that you have to do, okay, to maintain a healthy self-care space, all right, with yourself. So this, family, I'm going to wrap it up because I pretty much have given you all that I wanted to do within this hour. I didn't want it to go this long, but of course, an hour is not bad in reference of tapping in with yourself, right? Give yourself this love, right? To be able to sit with yourself and listen to these things, journal, write them down, note it, and go back and listen and do it with yourself. Sit down and reflect, family. How do you feel mentally? Your mind, body, and your soul. How do you feel about how your body is? Does your body feel good? Does this feel good, your flesh? You know, if you don't feel good about your flesh, you don't feel good about your body, do something about it. You have a choice, okay? This is a reminder, right? Your mental, if you're not mentally right, you're going through depression, anxiety, you feeling bad a lot, you know, even if you're happy, write it down. What are you happy about? You know, how can you stay in that space? But if you're not happy, write that down too. How can you come out of that space? How can you control your emotions or control that emotion in some way? How can you help, you know, yourself? Also, some things in reference I want to also talk to you guys about. It'll probably be a part 2. I think I need to do a part 2 to this because I got so many other things I want to give to you guys, like some distractions, right? While you're going through the process. Some things are okay to have, some healthy distractions, but negative distractions is a whole nother thing. And that comes from the things that are outside of us. Healthy distractions are things that will help our higher self, like reading a book, distracting yourself by doing a puzzle, you know, those type of things, right? But that's sitting with yourself, giving that quality time to yourself. But it's also a distraction of negative things that could be going on in your environment. So it is some healthy distractions as well, family, but we'll go over those things on part 2, okay? Because I always going to give you duality in anything that I talk about. It's always a negative and a positive in life, period, right? I don't care who has told you that everything is positive and who has told you that everything is negative. That's a lie, okay? That's not even life. Life is negative and positive, period, okay? That's the aspects of life. That's the lesson. Okay, learn that, family. All right, family, I love you. I hope you pick this message in reference of your self-care, your self-love, and love on yourself, family, and know that you are worthy. You are enough. You are everything. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You know, you have to know that. You heard those birds? Yes, that is. And listen to that candle over there popping. This message is for you. All right. The Most High, the ancestors say yes, yes, yes. All right. So love on you, family. I love you. And I reciprocate that energy back to you guys in wholehearted healing energy. I'm sending all the healing energy to those that need it at this time, that is in the darkness, that doesn't see the light. God, give them aspect of a new perspective. Give them boundaries, protection of their energy. I protect all healing energy out to you and to heal that heart chakra, that crown chakra, that root chakra, that sacral chakra, that solar plexus, that throat chakra, all of the chakras, your third eye, all the way leading up into ones that are known and unknown, to be able to honor all your ancestors and your spirit team, your guardian angels, to come in and ask for that help and protection and that guidance at this time. I ask for a shield of protection around the collective that reviews and sees this message at this time, Spirit, wherever they are around the world. In the name of the Most High, Ashe, 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 and so it is, family, and that is our last prayer for you from me in reference of you loving on yourself today. All right, I love you. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Gratitude for the sunshine. Gratitude for the moonlight. Every day feels like a new